If I take this off, we good?
Yeah, absolutely. Please make yourself comfortable.
All right.
Okay, so please tell us, who are you?
Yeah, no, I'm Ryan Lynch, the commercial market president here with Chickasaw Community Bank.
CCB in Tulsa.
Man, it's a short one, but we've had a lot of activity. Like I said, I was at another bank and met with TW and Gene. Actually, was trying to sell them some bank services from a bigger bank perspective, and really just kind of the conversation started about what would it look like with CCB being in Tulsa. And so, we took the opportunity to start a market here on a loan production standpoint, and just had a lot of success in the first year. I think it was a perfect storm of, me really active, getting after it, trying to find new opportunities. The bank was well capitalized, had a lot of deposits. And so we had really big success that first year. And, I think accounted for about 60% of the portfolio growth that year. And then in the second year, you've got to manage now these new customers you brought in. And so we had a really good year as well, but not into the level. But we brought Seth on board, one of our commercial lenders, and his background's a little bit different coming from a financial advisor standpoint. And so, training him and then, also managing the clients we had, that was a good part of what 2019 looked like. And then in 2020, Seth has really exploded, done an amazing job growing his portfolio. We brought Scott on board as well in the last 90 days. And then, via PPP and just the real estate boom we're seeing in Tulsa right now has led to even a bigger year in year 3 than we had in year 1. And so, again, I think the key is we take care of people. We're fast to respond. We always talk about, I'd rather be a quick no than a drawn out yes. And so I think customers appreciate that. So we try to compete on service and speed, and knock on wood, it's been good for us as well. And again, Tulsa's a great market. Forbes recently named Tulsa the 4th hottest real estate market in the country. And so, I think combination of you got some go-getters that have networks, they're out in the market, people know us as a commodity and what we do, and then you just have a really great real estate market. So I think we've had a lot of success in Tulsa specifically working with clients that typically would work for a bigger bank. I think we've seen a lot of fluctuation in rates over the last 2 years. As rates were on a rising scale, we had a competitive advantage with a really good parent company. As rates have gone down, a lot of banks are going a lot lower than we traditionally would. But what we compete is on that service. I mean, we are quick to respond. We work really well with our underwriters and the credit analysis team on the backside. And so we have taken some clients from bigger banks, and I'm not talking, we're a $200-300 million bank. I'm talking $1 billion banks that have serviced these clients for years that we've just been quicker to respond. And I think they respect that. And at the end of the day, we're a commodity. Our dollar is no different than Bank of Oklahoma's dollar or Bank of America's dollar. Now rates might change, right? And fees and structure of that point. But the level of service, if you're one of our clients, you're one of probably 200 clients, and we can prioritize that. If you're one of their clients, you're one of 2,000 or 200,000 clients, right? And so I believe that's a competitive advantage we think we have, and we're quick to talk about that and let our clients and prospects know that. So don't want to get into details of some specifics, but we have definitely won some larger size deals from some good sized companies that traditionally, I think people would scratch their head and say, why is a big company like that banking with a little bank like that? So just consistency, right? And someone who is probably the most well-respected leader in the state of Oklahoma. You can't say enough for what the Chickasaw Nation has done and what they've grown from their global enterprise standpoint. I think when a lot of tribal entities saw gaming as a huge revenue source, they continued to grow that, but looked at diversification. And so I think there's something to be said of the Chickasaw Nation having that level of consistency at the top, and governing to be having a vision and a strategic plan, and then just the culture that they have as well. I've had the opportunity to meet with him and speak with him, and I think anybody that's been in that position, specifically that's had long-term relationship, can just say he's a man of his word. He does what he says he's going to do. And the nation has that culture that I think we try to bring to CCB that is very honest, very upfront, very forthright. And I think people respect that. And again, if you can model that on a large scale with a sovereign government, it bleeds into everything that they do. And I think the bank's an extension of that as well. TW is one of those guys that you walk into a room with him and you immediately realize this is a leader. This is somebody I want to get on board with. And I think the first meeting we had, that was to me very apparent within 15 minutes of talking. I'm trying to sell him, right? And now I'm talking to him about his vision and what he's doing. I'm like, man, that sounds awesome. And then how quickly does he turn it on me and said, let's take and do this together. But old adage, people follow a boss because they have to, right? There's a line of command, chain of command. People follow a leader because they want to, right? They're motivated to. And I think TW has that attribute just as a true leader, that he gets you going, he gets you motivated. He's very articulate, he has a vision, but he's understanding. He'll be the first person to say, hey, I'm not the expert in this, what's your opinion? What do you think we should do here? And again, man, talk about getting bought into something like that. So I'll never be as great of a speaker as TW, and so I won't try to emulate that. I'll try to get better. But yeah, just that overall presence as a leader, being available, being open. I think those are things that anybody in a leadership role can try to emulate.